This is Sage of Minecraft. I am in survival mode at this point. I am showing you some of the features that I am actually using in survival mode. This is the duplicate or copy machine that I showed you in creative mode, and you can see it's pretty much the same context. Four on the side, four on the side, and then the question is the back end and the front end, but the design is basically the same. This is one feature that I'm going to be addressing in the future, is a disposal mechanism. Here you can at least see it. For those of you who are really exploitative, you'll be probably able to work just from this video alone. This code here is a test. This is just to see how the circuitry works. Of course, this is a timer, and this timer is controlling how the output here works. This one here, this one I have not addressed yet, and this one I'm really excited to show you guys, is how to move items in a dropper upwards. This is the basic concept to go upwards, and you have a dropper either on this side or on this side, and I'll show you at least this part right now. You got the timer, of course, clicking off. It would be clicking this, and see how the redstone torches were clicking? That would be initiating the droppers, each dropper, to move upward, and you could basically go in an infinite number of droppers upward to bring up any item that you have at the bottom going up. That really works very well with the swamp mining that I showed you, with the cactus in the middle of a pool of water. That would move anything up to the very top. So the deeper that pool goes, the harder it is for you to go and look at the chests to find the items. So you would want to move those items up to a chest up at the ground level. What I really wanted to show you here in this video was the fishing pier. Here, of course, is the crafting table. Very poorly designed, but I don't have Silk Touch in this survival mode at this point, so I just did what I needed to do. Here we go. Here's my farm. I am working to get this thing out. Maybe in another video I'll show you where I'm trying to design this mode. I did go out and I had to search for jungle. I had found all the bamboo stalks. I've also created the Netherworld portal. Oh, let me show you this. This was a disaster. When I first came through here, I've learned through the experience with games with my brother that you had to be very, very careful when you're walking out. Oh! Look at that. A mob came through the portal before me. Okay. So when I came here through the portal the very first time, I came out right through here. I knew only to take one step. And of course we had the nether stone here, and from this nether stone I'll show you what I saw. The sight that befell me was all of this garbage. Look at that. I mean, Minecraft really does not make it easy for you when you go into the nether for the first time. More often than not, when you go through a nether gate, you're going into garbage. So only take one step out that will guarantee you this platform here. All this nether stone here, I was graced with that. Otherwise, forget it. I would have died first time I came out. So, I had to build this all by hand. Of course, I built the floor first. I had the, whatever those floating globs are. That, I'm sorry, I don't know what their name is. But they were floating around at the space there, firing fireballs at me. And I had to fight them off. I died a number of times. I came out here. Thankfully, this fortress was right here. But the first time, I came all the way out here. And I dropped down there and into the pit of hell. That's what I fell into. And I came down here. And I had to fight my way all the way over here. I died several times. Thankfully, I had that cheat that I showed you in my very first video, and I kept all my supplies. Had this been earlier in my experience with Minecraft, this would have been devastating to me. Okay, so let me go back to the main town, and I'll show you the pier that I wanted to show you. Once you can get some relative protection here in the netherworld, it's not too bad. The problem is getting that protection, initial protection. I always create a crafting table and a chest to store items. All that, everything that you saw with the cobblestone, I had to create. Everything other than that, it was a challenge, that's for sure. This might be my future stable. I'm not sure at this point. As you can tell, this is an early stage of a world, but I'm very proud of this pier. For those who are trying to, you can see my video card is really slow at this point. Oh my god, how slow this is. Alright, here we go. We sped up, well, a little bit. Let's see, do I have, no, I don't have food on me. As you can see, I have the tower. I've used bamboo stalks to create a bamboo ladder. This way they can't climb up. The ladder that I have in the creative mode, I found that the mobs are jumping about halfway up the ladder. Now, that worries me. If they can jump up halfway, there's no guarantee that they can't jump up the whole way. Yes, I'm overly cautious in my statement here. Here you can see I've created some chests for items that I fish up. That's what I fished up, all these different books. And I'll tell you the trick on that too. There is a trick on it. This one here is what I initially brought over, and yes, I copied these and created more from the cheat that I showed you in the creative mode. My crafting table and my anvil. At this point now, here I'm taking a chance. I am going further out than my tower roof, and I have died once or twice with this pier this far extended out. There you can see a Skeletor, and I will, well, maybe I'm going to try to kill him. There we go. The bow I used here, what really has made the difference is power 5. I generally like the flame 1. I like the punch. I've always gone with power 3 or 4. Infinity, and of course unbreaking. Have to have unbreaking. But the power 5, I've learned, is the biggest difference in killing the enemies real fast. So this is my pier. As you can see, I have the tower. I'm beginning to build the rail here. I created a block so they can't jump onto the pier. Normally, when I have the rail coming through, I have it one level high. This way they cannot come through. They would stop over there, yet I would continue through, and I would stop here and be able to get it off. As I stated in creative mode, here we go. As I stated in creative mode, it's easier to stop off at the top there and then climb down. Here you can see I have the chest, and now minus all the soil and cobblestone, that's for me. Everything else here is from the mobs. That's not the greatest amount of supplies from mobs I've ever seen. My brother and I had created something similar to this in a swamp, and of course at that point then you get a lot of slimes, and that is key when you're beginning out. So you can see here, this one here, I'm experimenting with 2 cactus in the center. The one thing I'm finding the problem with this thing is that in the center, mobs, especially the witches, wind up being in the center there and they don't die. I don't care about the zombies being there in the center. They're stuck there. They can't harm me. That's no problem. But the witches, they're a little bit of a problem being stuck there and not being able to die. What I can do is I can take that hold on. I'm sorry, the name escapes me at this point. The hopper. I could take the hopper out. I could put a sand block there, and then I could put another cactus there. The great thing about having the cactus there in the middle is that everything is going to go through the middle there, and they are going to die. With this one, I try to use 2 cactus to kill them a little bit faster. And for the most part, it does. The problem is the witches and zombies kind of get stuck there in the middle. And here at this point, what I like about this, I took a river, I blocked it off to save the fish and to minimize the mobs being created there in the center. To be honest, it really has not worked. I don't have my fishing pole with me, otherwise I would show you. I would be fishing in this area here to be able to see the bob at the darkest part of the night. For the most part, you can see that I am 2 blocks past the center. There's 2 blocks past here. At this point, I should be extending this out 1 more block. There's a phantom. That's a devil phantom right there. And what I do is when I'm standing out this way, they generally come in at me from here. On this pier here, it's wider where they would not be coming in from the sides, but they would come in from the front. When I'm out here, they could be coming from the front or the sides. Let's see what we can do. Can we bait him in? Oh, no, he can't. So this is my most, I'm not going to say my most advanced pier, but my grandest pier I've ever made. Obviously you can see here that there's some design flaws depending upon what your goal is, but for the most part I can get what I want to get out of this pier. Basically it's safety and being able to get experience from fishing with the safety of not having to worry about the phantoms or mobs below. Thank you very much. If you like this video, please like it and share it with your friends.